And now I present our phenomenal ASB student speakers.
Hi everyone, my name is Ryan Solari and currently I'm a junior here at Oceana as well as the ASB Vice President. I have attended Oceana since I was a freshman and I am proud to say that I am a member of Oceana's student body. This community that I have come to know and love is full of passionate, hardworking, and diverse students. And I can't forget to mention how kind-hearted everyone is when you first walk into the school. Another thing I love about Oceana's student body is that we are aware and acknowledge the social and political issues going on today, many students of whom choose to participate in these events by voicing their opinion. Next slide, please. But aside from all of that, our student body knows how to have fun and create memories that will last a lifetime, such as participating in our rallies or dressing up for spirit days, and even coming to our after-school events. Now I will pass it on to Madeira, who will talk about Oceana's curriculum. So thank you all.
Hi guys, so my name is Madeira, and I'm a current freshman at Oceana, and I'm the freshman class president. So Oceana's curriculum is set up to ensure the success of all the students in a unique way, and this includes 4 years of humanities, which is English and history, social studies combined, as well as 100 hours of community service and senior exhibition. All of these pieces play a huge role in the people Oceana students become, giving them skills they will use for the rest of their life. Next slide, please. The curriculum for both 9th and 10th grade at Oceana are very similar. Freshman and sophomore year includes humanities, but with different focuses, as well as science, which includes physics of the universe, and then in 10th grade, biology. Juliana will be talking more about the 9th and 10th grade experience later on in the presentation. In both 9th and 10th grade, students have advisory as well as math. In 9th, you have a choice of Spanish or health, and in 10th, a choice of Spanish or an elective. Last but certainly not least, both years physical education is required, and all of these classes include unique learning experiences because of the different ways Oceana is set up and the access we have to the surrounding environment. I'd like to pass it off to Jordan, who will be talking about Oceana's schedule.
Hi everyone, my name is Jordan Yen, and I'm the sophomore class president. Oceana's block schedule is one of many things that makes us unique. The main purpose of the system is to give students more time to learn each subject and ensure that they understand the curriculum to the best of their ability, while also giving them the opportunity to build stronger relationships with their peers. This schedule is also similar to some colleges, which gives students the opportunity to experience a college-like setting. Our block schedule normally consists of 4 classes a day. Each day is an alternation between odd and even days, which means that a student either attends their 1st, 3rd, and 5th period classes or their 2nd, 4th, and 6th period classes. In addition to our normal classes, we also have advisory and a nutrition break between 1st and 2nd block, and we have our lunch break between 2nd and 3rd block. Each class, except for advisory, is 100 minutes long, and this gives students more time to work, learn, and receive help if needed. I personally love the block schedule because it allows me to learn more content in one sitting as opposed to learning that same content over multiple days or weeks and potentially forgetting something important. This block schedule was one of the main things that drew me to Oceana as opposed to other schools in the district. Thank you.
Hi. Oh, sorry. Hi, my name is Rusella Blea, and I am the senior class president, and I will be talking about Oceana's support systems. In the counseling department, it is important to know that there is help. Students can see a counselor for educational services as well as check-ins for mental health and counseling. Not only are they available to help, but they can also get you connected with outside therapy, community centers, mental health support, and more. Pre-COVID, at school, a room in the counseling department hall was dedicated to allow students to chill in our school's chill room during periods. Note that there are two types of counselors at Oceana. We have our wellness counselors and our academic counselors, along with 2 interns for both departments. To give a better understanding of these terms, our wellness counselors are counselors who support our students' mental health and overall well-being. As for our academic counselors, they are our counselors who help students with their studies and topics such as college, courses of study, financial aid, and usually those are the type of things that are discussed. All of our counselors can be contacted through our school's website under the tab Academics listed Counseling and Advising. Thank you, and I could pass it on to Juliana, who will be talking about 910 House.
Hello, my name is Juliana. I'm currently the freshman class secretary, and I'm going to talk to you about the 910 House at Oceana High School. So the 910 House is one of the most unique parts of Oceana. It's essentially your pod that you travel with to humanities class, which is English and history, and also science class. As a freshman coming into this school year, I did not know too many people. It was very helpful to have the same group of kids in some classes with me. I've been able to build relationships with my teachers and classmates. At most schools, you have an individual schedule where every class is different, so you never know which students will be in your class. With the 910 House, you get to know some of the same kids by seeing them every day. Getting to know new people, especially over Zoom, can be tough. However, having this great community of classmates, it is the goal that you have great relationships with your students in your house. Along with your group for humanities and science, you're also in the same advisory class with a different group of students for 2 years. While you still get to be with other classmates in PE, Spanish or health, and math, it is nice to know that you can rely on your classmates in humanities and science to always be there. So I'm going to pass this on to Noelle.
Hello, my name is Noelle Rosero. I'm currently a senior and the ASB treasurer at Oceana. This school offers a variety of AP courses like calculus, chemistry, literature, U.S. history, language, government, as well as Spanish. I have taken and am taking all courses but AP Spanish. From my experience, these classes do have quite a workload, with language arts courses having the most work to do. I understand that many people want to join these classes for the sake of college and good GPAs, but you must also understand that participation and hard work is definitely needed for these classes if you want to do well. This is not to scare you at all. I've had some of my best experiences in them. Like many others, I did not come into these classes as the perfect student, but I did learn how to manage my time more efficiently and how to study in ways that are best fit for me. These courses have pushed me to improve myself in the way I work. In addition to AP courses, you can take classes at Skyline Community College. By taking these classes, you can earn college credits in addition to the credits you earn from AP courses. I have taken classes at Skyline, mainly science and math related courses, and like many other AP courses, the work can be challenging and rigorous, but it can also allow you to gain experience of what college and its workload can be like. Lastly, there is biology Enrich, which was absolutely amazing. This is taken outside of class time. In it, we looked at living organisms under the microscope, we worked on labs, and even programmed robots. Though biology Enrich is not as long as a regular class, the experience was definitely worth it, especially if you're a biology fanatic like me. I strongly encourage taking all these courses, not for how it looks like on college applications, but how much you will really gain from taking them. Kaylee will now talk about senior exhibitions.
Hello everyone, I'm Kaylee Villaroman and I'm the Senior Public Relations Commissioner, and today I will be telling you all about Senior Exhibition. Senior X is a year-long research project that all seniors at Oceana take as a graduation requirement. The project is about a controversial topic or issue that is facing our world that each student gets to choose themselves. The topic you choose can also be beneficial if you are interested in studying or pursuing the topic in the future, because when you apply to jobs or internships, you can say that you've done an entire research project on it. The project itself consists of 5 research essays, conducting multiple interviews, and is concluded with a formal presentation. And while this sounds overwhelming, you prepare for Senior X by doing smaller exhibition projects throughout your freshman, sophomore, and junior year. These exhibition projects help you develop and advance your skills so you are prepared for Senior X. You also are paired with a mentor who helps guide you through the project and can help you academically or mentally. And of course, your AP teachers or humanities teachers are there to support you as well. I have been experiencing Senior X virtually, which is a first for everyone. And yes, at times it can be stressful, but overall it is not as bad as it seems. I have been able to complete and pass all of my Senior X assignments while keeping up with all of my extracurriculars, other AP classes, while also maintaining a good mental health and social well-being. So overall, teachers are super understanding and supportive when students are completing this project, and in the end, it's a really rewarding and interesting project to do, and it is definitely something that sets Oceana apart from the other schools. And I will now pass it on to Rita, who will be speaking about interim.
Hi everyone, my name is Rita and I am the Junior Sports Commissioner here at Oceana, and I'm here to tell you guys about interim. So Oceana High School's mission is to prepare students to live as responsible, participating adults in today's challenging world and society. Therefore, we have something called Interim Week, where each student has the opportunity to learn beyond the traditional classroom setting and rather in nature or other educational settings. Students during Interim Week can discover new hobbies and meet friends. Interim Week takes place the week before spring break, and it's essentially a full school week where students can partake in their interim of choice. We offer interims both on and off campus, some of which include getting to know the Bay Area, driver's ed, camping, outdoor education, and many, many more. During my freshman year, I took urban hiking, and I loved it. My friends and I got to hike around Twin Peaks, sightsee Golden Gate Park, and go to Angel Island. Sadly, my sophomore year surfing interim was canceled due to the pandemic, but I have super high hopes to have a great senior year interim, and I have high hopes that you guys have a good freshman year interim. And next speaking is Simone Ocampo on garden.
Hi, my name is Simone. I'm currently a senior in garden advisory, and right now it's really different from what we normally do, but normally we'd be in the garden every day during advisory, which is in between your first and second block. And right now we have tomatillos, tomatoes, pumpkins, and cucumbers. And our gardening is unique because we work according to the seasons. As like in the winter, we do more labor, like manual labor, and in the spring, we work on, could we go to the next slide, to the garden slide? Thank you. All right, and in the spring, we work on actually planting and harvesting our crops. And right, my own experience, I've been in the garden for 2 years since I was a junior, and it's been great, especially because I have a love for gardening. And yeah, and now I'll be passing it on to Deb.
Hello, my name is DJ Stocks, and I'm the junior class president at Oceana, and I'll be talking to you about Oceana's community service requirements. At Oceana, you are required to have 100 community service hours completed by your senior year, and that can be broken down into 25 hours per school year. In order to achieve this goal, put together a plan to volunteer a couple hours a week at a school that accepts community service, or even at Oceana's community garden, which was talked about in the previous slide. But you cannot earn hours from volunteering at places that are for-profit or are involved with politics or religion. Otherwise, if you stick to a plan, it is relatively easy to maintain the 25 hours a year goal. Personally, I have around 130 hours, and I got those all done in my freshman year. I worked at the Boys and Girls Club at Inger B. Lacey, and I felt it was so easy to get all my hours because I just really loved what I was doing, and I love being a part of my community. So I'm thankful for Oceana's community service requirements, because when you give back to your community like that, you gain a lot more than just hours. So, and the next person that will be speaking is Michaela about clubs.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Michaela Dial, and I am currently the sophomore class vice president and a member of Club Council. Tonight, I will be going over clubs and extracurriculars that Oceana has to offer. Oceana encourages students and staff to be engaged community members. And with that being said, students can take the initiative to start their own club in things they are passionate about. A few clubs that are available to join this year include Mock Trial, Future Medical Professionals, Ocean Conservation, Red Cross, and volleyball. These clubs either meet weekly or bi-weekly on Zoom, and a list of all these clubs with club descriptions and along with the club meeting links can be found on Oceana's ASB website. Can we switch to the next slide, please? And other ways to be involved with student life can include joining the sports team that Oceana provides, such as cross country or basketball, joining ASB, which is Oceana Student Government, joining the Garden Advisory that was previously talked about, or joining Sex Ed Squad. And can you switch to the last slide, please? Yeah, as stated, those are the other ones, and I'll be passing it off to Rianne.
Hello and good evening, everyone. My name is Rihanna Ocampo. I am a senior and the current ASB president. ASBC stands for the Associated Student Body Congress, and it is Oceana's student government program. Our student government program is made up of students from all grades and is divided into 3 major groups: the executive board, committees, and classes. The program is composed of elected and non-elected members, elected being officers and non-elected being commissioners. Officers needing to go through an election process and commissioners needing to go through an interview process. Being a part of student government also means that members must attend an additional class called Zero Period and must complete ASB hours, which is different from the mentioned previously community service hours. We are democratic, and 2/3 of the Congress is needed for proposals, decisions, and other official business. Alongside professional business, members are in charge of planning and working on student activities, events, and resources for the student body. Some examples include planning rallies, making video announcements, and having casual dances, alongside hosting exciting student and staff games. Regarding my personal experience, I have been a part of the Associated Student Body Congress for about 3 years now. In my sophomore year, I went around the school taking photos and documenting student life as historian, and last year I represented my class as the junior class vice president. Personally, I was not the most outgoing person before entering the program, but throughout my 3 years of being a part of my student government program, I have been able to build my own confidence as a leader, and it further encouraged growth as a student and as a person. Alongside with making new friends, I am truly grateful to be a part of the loving family that is ASBC. I would encourage anyone to apply for student government, and feel free to check out our website that is linked on the slideshow. Thank you, and now I will be passing it on to Maddie Herr, who will be talking about AC and Academic Council.
Hi everyone, my name is Madeline Herr and I am a junior representative for Academic Council. So something that personally drew me to Oceana was the inclusion of student voice and participation. So today I'll be telling you a little bit about Oceana's Academic and Advisory Council. Oceana is different when it comes to other schools because when it comes to making decisions, because we share decision making and we have different bodies, two of which are Academic and Advisory Council. Our Academic Council is made up of representatives from every stakeholder group on campus, which includes students, parents, teachers, certificated staff, and administration, and we work together every day to discuss and vote on all the discussions for Oceana. In AC, I've learned about how budgeting works and all the work that goes into grading and planning lessons, and I learn more every single day. All are welcome to attend these AC meetings where you can give your input and also listen to the discussions. So part of my responsibility as an AC member is for facilitating and organizing advisory council meetings. These advisory council meetings are composed of up to 2 elected students from each advisory who serve as a liaison between their advisories and academic council. Every month, these students have the opportunity to bring forward any concerns or report on their peers' overall school experience. Currently, we're talking about at-home learning and any changes that could be made to the schedule, such as longer breaks or a whole nutrition break. Everything is interconnected, meaning that all the information is shared with ASB, Academic Council, and the rest of the students. There are many ways you as a student can be a leader at Oceana to improve you and your peers' school experience, and this is just 2 of them. We really value student input, and it's important during these times when everything is changing. It's an amazing opportunity, and I really encourage you to consider joining when you come. So now I will pass it on to Emmanuel, who will be talking about athletics. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Emmanuel Kubas, and I'm a senior athletics commissioner for Oceana. I want to talk to you about the sports we offer here at Oceana High School. For the fall season, we offer cross country and girls tennis. In the winter season, we offer basketball, soccer, and wrestling. Being a captain of the boys varsity soccer team has not only improved me as a player, but has enhanced my leadership skills. Wrestling has won 16 league championships, 13 individual championships, 5 CCS championships, and 53 individual placers. Finally, in the spring season, we offer track and field, boys tennis, and swimming. Our swim team has had 13 CCS swimmers in the last 2 years. 2 years ago, our track and field team won the league championship. Two-thirds of the student body participate in sports. Our student body is very dedicated and active. Now I'll be passing it to Jacqueline, who will talk about the requirements to join athletics.
Hi, my name is Jacqueline Lamb, and I'm one of the senior sports commissioners. I'll be talking about the requirements in order to play a sport at Oceana. First things first is that you need to submit a physical onto the Oceana website under the athletics tab. A physical is a confirmation form from your doctor telling the school that you're able to play sports. You also need to have at least a 2.0 GPA to try out. To continue playing that sport, you need to maintain that 2.0 GPA throughout the whole season. If the student does not maintain a 2.0 GPA or above, that student will be put on academic probation, which means the player will not be allowed to play in the games until the next grading period. This is because students' education is priority. Our students are not just good athletes, but are also in good conditions for grades. We hope to see everyone become a shark athlete. Thank you. I'll be passing it back to Ms. Holland.
Hi. I want to just give a shout out to our last year's seniors. Our last year's seniors went to college, and this graphic shows you that that is the case. 94% of our students went directly to college, and we sent students to Stanford, UC Berkeley, UCLA, a whole bunch of other UCs, CSUs, and of course, community college as well. A lot of students like to do the stepstone from community college to 4-year. It's a great place to get a really good education. Next slide, please. So how can you find out more about Oceana? We have lots of opportunities to talk more in depth to students at our campus. We have a bunch of 10th graders who are standing by to do one-on-one ambassador talks. You can sign up for those through Mr. Weiss, and his email is on the screen right now. We're going to be doing a series of small meetings. And so when you sign up, we're going to keep those meetings to about a dozen students. And those students will be in breakout rooms so that they can talk one-on-one with students or maybe two-on-two. I definitely think it's a great way for you to find out more about the school and really hear from students in some detail. Next slide, please. And for families, we have other opportunities. Our staff and myself will be standing by at 5 o'clock on Tuesdays, starting October 27th. And Mr. Weiss will be taking reservations for those as well. We're purposefully keeping those sessions really small so that we can answer your questions and talk to you in depth and really give you a sense of what the school is all about. So you can contact Mr. Weiss by email and set up an appointment for one of our slots from Tuesday, October 27th until the end of the school year. Next slide, please. I saw in the Q&A, I was trying to answer as many as possible. I'll get back to that later too, so don't worry if your question is still hanging out unanswered. This is our enrollment process for the district. The way our school works is there is no student who lives in our address zone. Some of the schools, if you live in a particular address, you automatically go to that particular school. But that's not the case with Oceana. We're a school of choice. So if you're interested in Oceana, you can apply. Priority goes to our district, and then we have taken students from outside the district as well. We have students currently from San Francisco. We've had students from Half Moon Bay. We've even had students from the East Bay. So if there are students who are interested in coming, what you do is you go to our district website, and at the district website, you'll be able to fill out your preferences for schools. If you want to go to Oceana, you would list us as your first choice. And I would recommend that you start that when the enrollment process opens, November 16th. But don't worry, it's not a race. As long as you get your interest in by January 4th, you're considered an on-time enrollment applicant. For the last several years, we have been able to take everybody who has turned in their enrollment form on time, who lived in our district, and chosen Oceana as their first choice school. And then you'll be getting information about school assignment in February, and we will also be sending out course selection information so that you will be able to choose between health and Spanish, or if there's some other unusual class that you want to take because you've had prior experience, maybe at community college, that might be an option as well. And then the online registration process will be finalized during the summer from May to July 31st. And don't worry if you don't get in right away. If you forgot to get it's best to get your enrollment information in on time, but if you forget or you have a change of mind, sometimes we've even taken students in who applied in the summertime. Sometimes spaces become available. So we look forward to having you join us at Oceana. We hope that our students have made a great impression on you. They certainly made a great impression on me. We're going to take about a 5-minute break. I'm going to answer a few questions. We're going to leave this slide up so that you can see the information about the enrollment process. And then our teachers have presented a whole bunch of videos, and we'll be running those videos at the end of this. I just want to give a huge shout out to our students who spent their evening with us. And stay tuned, 5 more minutes and we'll start putting up the videos. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mrs. Hartig, and I want to welcome you to Oceana High School's open house. This is the humanities portion of the program tonight. So my name is Corrine Hartig. I'm a 910 House Humanities teacher. I also teach AP English Language, and I am a learning area co-coordinator with Ms. Jana Schwab. I was also the 910 House coordinator for 3 years. The current coordinator is Alyssa Ravenwood. I just want to say now all of the teachers at our school are really amazing individuals, and you will probably hear me say frequently through this presentation how much I admire them. They are wonderful colleagues who are incredibly dedicated both to the craft of teaching, but most importantly, to helping our students as much as possible to prepare for what goes beyond school and to navigate the crazy system that is high school. Our students do amazingly well at Oceana. So tonight I'm going to talk to you about a couple of cornerstone programs. That's the 910 House, the Senior Exhibition, how we build scaffolding. We'll be looking briefly at statewide performance, and we will also be looking at the 910 Humanities curriculum in a little bit more detail. So what is the 910 House system? It is a system where we cohort students together. So the same group of students will have the same science teacher and humanities teacher and advisors. And they have this for 2 years, both in 9th grade and 10th grade. And this really allows students to develop community and to get to know their teachers better. So why do we have the 910 House? Well, it used to be that it was only for 9th grade, and then it was developed into 9th and 10th grade to really support students and help avoid what was called the sophomore slump. But overall, what the 910 House does is it supports students really well for 2 years. It helps them transition to high school. It reduces anxiety because it helps build community, and it really allows for personalization. The teachers really get to know the students over that 2-year period, and the students really get to know each other. Now, all schools can have personalization. All schools can develop special relationships between students and teachers. But what makes Oceana really different is that the very structure of our school is designed to make that happen. It can happen anywhere, but we design our school so that it will happen. So part of that has been the recognition of the 910 House. It was recognized for its efforts by the California Distinguished School System. I want to talk now about senior exhibition. This is a really important part of what makes Oceana High School special. The senior exhibition is a graduation requirement. All students must pass this. So what is in the senior exhibition? It's a 15-page research paper on a controversial topic. It's a year-long project that students actually begin at the end of junior year. It requires a 20-minute presentation. It really develops a mentor-teacher relationship, and it has lots of in-class support. So students are really well supported by their teachers, both in their humanities classrooms and by their mentors in this entire process. And I have to say, after doing this for several years, it has been amazing to watch student growth. And I can also say with absolute certainty that students, by doing this project, are well prepared, not only for college, but for life in general. It teaches them critical thinking skills, it teaches them communication skills, it teaches them the skills that no matter what path you follow in life, you will need. So what are some common senior exhibition topics? It ranges. One of the exciting things about senior exhibition is that students get to choose what they're interested in and to explore it in a really deep way. But some common topics that come up are things like immigration policies, transgender bathrooms in schools, vaccinations, minimum wage, mandatory minimum sentencing, the Electoral College, private prisons, artificial intelligence, and robots, and things like climate change and current events. What is going on right now that is important to people? And we've received awards for this. One of them was the Golden Ribbon Award. And all of this helps support, all of this is part of what we do in our humanities curriculum to help develop critical reading, writing, and thinking skills. And when you look at our scores over several years, you can see that Oceana does well when compared to the state, the county, and our own district. This is from 2018. So what does the actual curriculum look like? So the 9th grade curriculum, in terms of content, we have first our freshman orientation project. Then we focus on the identity unit, where we really explore the different isms in the world and how individuals engage with the world. We look at economic revolutions, the French Revolution, the Russian Revolution, imperialism, in particular with case studies in India and the Philippines. And then we have a final freshman exhibition, which for the last several years has involved looking at revolutions. And then the skills. So what do we focus on? Well, we look a lot at presentation skills. So that's digital presentations and that's speaking. We look at reading and annotation skills, building strong paragraphs. We look at evidence and citation, expository writing, and research skills. And all of these skills are the skills that students are going to need for senior exhibition and for life beyond. The 10th grade curriculum looks a little bit different. The content looks at World War I, the Armenian genocide, stages of genocide, World War II, the Holocaust, Cold War, types of oppression, Latin America, Chile, neocolonialism, and the sophomore exhibition where students research a current human rights abuse in the world. And the skills, we move beyond paragraph writing and we really focus on essay writing. We look at introductions and conclusions. We talk about formatting properly, especially around citations, developing strong transitions, so a lot of writing skills. We continue to work on presentation skills and our research skills. And just a quick note, because it's a humanities curriculum, the traditional history and English courses, they are blended into one in the humanities curriculum. And the history content, what typically is taught in 1 year in world history, we do over 2 years. And within that, we build in a lot of language arts and other humanities. So we look at art, we look at poetry, we look at short stories, we look at novels, and the history provides the kind of frame for how we look at those different things. So we scaffold very carefully from 9th grade to senior year so students are ready to complete the senior exhibition project. And that begins with the freshman exhibition, which looks at a revolution. And it continues with the sophomore exhibition where students explore a human rights abuse. The junior year exhibition where students look at a controversial issue in the United States. And then the senior exhibition, where they look at a controversial issue that could be within the world or local to the country or California. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at chartig@juhsd.net. I'm happy to answer any questions you have or to forward them on to someone who might have more information. Thank you again for listening tonight. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you choose Oceana High School.
Hello, what's going on everyone? My name is Eric Duca. I'm one of the math teachers here at Oceana High School, and I just wanted to spend a few minutes with you to tell you a little bit about our program. Before we get started, let me just give you a brief overview of what I wanted to talk to you about today, from our program to our pathways to features of the math program, as well as student support you can expect. As a student at Oceana, you are required to take 3 years of math, and we strongly encourage students to take a 4th year of math. We have here at Oceana a non-traditional program. Typically, students will enter their first year taking algebra, followed by geometry, and their 3rd year would be algebra 2. In the integrated pathway that we have here at Oceana, algebra, geometry, probability, and statistics are topics that are covered throughout each course. As an incoming 9th grader, students can take either Integrated Math 1 or Integrated Math 2 based on teacher recommendations. Students who enter Oceana taking Integrated Math 1 can expect to cover linear, exponential equations and functions, linear regressions and do some data analysis, and for the geometry proportion, cover congruence, simple proofs, and transformations. And as you can see, the integrated pathway blends algebra, statistics, and geometry in that first year of math. Students who enter Oceana taking Integrated Math 2 can expect to study the topics below, from quadratic and absolute value functions, polynomial equations and factoring, and probability, and for the geometry proportion, polygons, proofs, similarity, and an introduction to trigonometry. And as you can see again, algebra, statistics, and geometry are woven throughout the entire year. Students who enter their 9th grade taking Integrated 1 will follow that with Integrated Course 2, Course 3 their junior year, and by the time you reach your senior year, will either take statistics or pre-calculus. Students who enter Oceana taking Math Course 2 will follow that with Math Course 3. Their junior year, they will take pre-calculus, and again, by the time they reach their senior year, will either have the option to take statistics or calculus. So now that you know a little bit more about our program here at Oceana, let me just talk to you about some of the key features. One of them, as I mentioned earlier, is the integrated approach, in which students are exposed to algebra, geometry, and statistics in each math course. We also have a collaborative learning environment where you're expected to work in groups, share your learning with your other group members, problem solve together as a team to understand the key concepts. Lastly, our inquiry-based lessons give you the opportunity to explore and discover the math with your group members through challenging and engaging lessons. Here at Oceana, there's multiple opportunities for you to get support, from office hours, which teachers hold regularly, Math Lab, which are student-led tutorials, which can be in small groups or more one-on-one instruction. And through our differentiated instructions, it gives students various strategies to access the content. So that's it for me. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to talk to you about our program. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. My contact information is above. Thanks again, everyone. Bye.
Welcome all. My name is Ryan Reedy. I will be representing Oceana High School's Science Learning Area team for this evening's presentation. So as you can see, I have projected the name of our current teaching staff and the courses that each of us teaches. This also gives you an idea of the courses that we have available for students to take in the science department at Oceana. All of our science courses are UC CSU Lab Science approved. And the next generation science standard sequence that we follow is the JUHSD adopted 3-course model, which includes 1 year of physics, 1 year of chemistry, and 1 year of biology, with earth and space sciences blended into the 3 courses. So in the green chart below, you can see the sequence that we teach at Oceana. It begins with 9th grade students taking physics and the universe. This would be their first year in the Frost-Soft House. Then at the 10th grade level, they would be taking biology in the living earth, which is their second year in the Frost-Soft House. And the Frost-Soft House is a structure that we have at Oceana that is designed to support incoming students and prepare them for the rigors of Oceana's program, including the special graduation requirements. It's certainly one of my favorite aspects of the school. It provides a cohort of students that will share the same science and same humanities teacher over 2 years, and it gives us a really good opportunity to learn how to best teach our student population. Then when students are in the 11th grade, they leave the Frost-Soft House program, which means they have a little less support and much more rigorous work to take on. For example, most students will be encouraged to take the chemistry class, which would be the 3rd year in the 3-course model sequence. So chemistry also is important because it's junior year that students will be taking the California Science Test, a standardized test that happens in the spring. So at the 11th grade option, if students did not want to take chemistry, it is possible that they could take environmental science, physics, and if they've completed a chemistry requirement either at a previous school or at Summer, Skyline, or other community college, they might be able to take AP chemistry during their 11th grade year. And some students do take 2 classes during the 11th grade, 2 science classes. During the 12th grade, students have the option of continuing to take more science classes, and that might be AP chemistry, physics, environmental science, or chemistry, if they hadn't had chemistry in 11th grade. So The next thing I'd like to do is look at some frequently asked questions, and these are primarily based on having done the open house program for the last 20 or so years. I think there might have been a year or two where I let someone else do this. So the first question I have is, why do we start with physics in the universe? Oceana is the only school in the district that starts with this course. And part of the reason we do this is an introductory course to physics concepts, has a lot of hands-on activities, and it carries a large share of our Earth and space sciences content. We feel that this is really accessible for our 9th grade population, and we also feel that it is really important to provide students an opportunity to build as many math skills as possible before taking the math-intensive chemistry course. So if you have 9th grade, you're introduced to some math. Biology, there's less math in biology for 10th grade, but students are taking a math class during the 10th grade. And then in the 11th grade, they are possibly taking another more advanced math class concurrently with chemistry, all of which will help with their success in that class. The other schools in the district have chemistry at the 10th grade level, and we just don't feel like our students are getting the best preparation that they can have if they're attempting to take chemistry as 10th graders. Can students take AP classes before the 11th grade? Oceana is a small, intimate school community, which means we have a limited number of course offerings. The Frostoff house structure and our special graduation requirements also pretty much determine a student's schedule the first 2 years that they're in Oceana. There's not a lot of elective choice. So these are the main reasons that we don't offer AP courses until the 11th grade. Do we offer any AP science courses other than chemistry? In the past, we have offered a few AP physics courses, and for a while we had AP biology. The AP biology scope was not realistic, and students did not have great success with the AP tests. AP physics was often something where students requested an opportunity, and we were able to provide an after-school extension to prepare them for the AP physics test. The main reason we only offer AP chemistry is because we are a small school, as I noted before, and we feel that the sequence that we have at our school and the program, the AP chemistry test, is the best chance for students to have success. At the 10th grade level, we do offer biology enriched course, which meets approximately 4 times during a week after school. And the main goal of that class, besides giving a special stamp on transcripts, is to help students gauge their preparedness for potentially taking AP courses as 11th and 12th graders. So the final frequently asked question, is it possible to take all of Oceana's science courses in the time that you're there? And certainly we do have some very science-focused students. This year I have been teaching 2 students who have pretty much done that. In the 9th grade, they took physics in the universe. In 10th grade, they took biology of the living earth. They did the bio-enriched course, and they also took the physics class. Then in the summer of leaving 10th grade, they attended Skyline's summer chemistry program. And then in the 11th grade, they both took environmental science and AP chemistry. So these students have essentially taken every science class we offer except the regular chemistry course, which they took at Skyline over the summer so that they could have all of those other course options. The final thing I'll end on is students have a lot of, student voice has a lot of power at our school. And if there's something that is missing, some aspect of science, engineering, some aspects of space science, or whatever it might be, students have the ability to form clubs. There are often summer opportunities and workshops that we can help students hook up with. So if students have an interest in something that they don't see within our program, then one of the things that we really pride ourselves is finding ways to help students that are driven to engage themselves with whatever kind of science they wish. So thank you all for listening. I only have a short time for this presentation, and I'm sure I could share a whole lot more. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your presentations.
I'm not sure whether to start out by saying buenos dias, buenas tardes, or buenas noches, because I think that this year's 8th grade open house format, you could be viewing this at any time of day, but bienvenidos al programa de español de Oceana. It's an honor to present our program to you. My name is Maestra Anderson. I'm one of the 3 Spanish teachers here at Oceana. We have a very small, tight-knit group of teachers, and we've been able to create a 4-year sequence of courses that really immerses students in language and helps them build a solid literacy and communication skill set. Students with no prior experience in Spanish start in our Spanish 1 classes. Students who've had Spanish classes in middle school or speak Spanish with members of their family can start in almost any level, depending on their experience. Units in our Spanish 1 and 2 classes are mostly centered around daily life, what we eat, how we dress, what we do in school, what we do with our free time, what activities we used to enjoy earlier in childhood, where we've been, where we plan to go. Spanish 1 and 2 classes at Oceana start every day by singing the Canción de la Semana, the song of the week. We look at all sorts of different resources from different parts of the Spanish-speaking world, menus, recipes, infographics, advertisements, instructional videos, interviews, letters. We structure in lots of opportunities for students to interact with one another in the Spanish language, different formats for interviews, polls, human bingo. Students write in Spanish in journals and through different activities in class and on assessments. In Spanish 3, students start to explore themes beyond their own lives. They read legends from Latin America and a variety of essays and literature written in and about Spanish-speaking countries. We still use music, but with less focus on learning to sing each song and more on the themes of the songs and how they might compare to some of the written sources we are exploring. And then Spanish 4 AP can be taken as a 1 or a 2-year course. It is an in-depth exploration of different cultural perspectives. Students read extensively, a combination of articles, essays, literature. The AP exam will ask students to write an argumentative essay, write a formal email, present an oral cultural comparison, and participate in a mock conversation. And our students do really well with all of those tasks. So, gracias for taking the time to hear about our program and our school, and I wish you luck as you explore high school possibilities and get ready for this next transition in your students' lives.
Welcome to Oceana High School's Visual and Performing Arts Learning Area. I'm Graham Cruikshank. I'm a veteran teacher, and I've been in the district and Oceana for more than a quarter century. And I commute all the way from Richmond, and when asked why, I have to answer it's about the students, the staff, and of course the community, all of which are very compelling reasons for such a long commute. We offer courses in visual arts, fabric arts, and theater arts. Let me tell you about visual arts first. It's a course designed to provide a foundation, to provide a wide range of experiences, including technique and history, and it meets the A through G requirements, and as such, it's a rigorous academic class. The curriculum is outcomes-based, and the students take a journey in learning that will have them understanding aesthetic perception and aesthetic valuing, understanding the connections art has to all aspects of our world, and to have a basic understanding of its place in history and culture. We explore concepts, technique, history, critiques, and theory. Work assigned is well supported with scaffolding and aims to provide full support as students learn to perceive and to analyze, to interpret and judge their own work and the work of others. Every assignment requires students to learn many processes and techniques and using provided templates to go through aspects of the critique process. We explore different media, including pencil, pastel, mixed media, and many others. Each assignment is assessed with a rubric that provides a blueprint for the student and an objective grading mechanism for the teacher. No one needs to be afraid of my class. I certainly can't paint so as well as this student, and I tell all my students that they can succeed no matter what their artistic inclinations happen to be. In the fall, we end with a final critique of several pieces called the Fab Five Faves. Students select work by established artists in which they describe, and some students really describe and keep on describing, and then they analyze, and they interpret, and they judge. And finally, they ask questions about their own artwork from classmates. In the second semester, we explore society and history and what it means to be a culture maker. As students in small groups design an imaginary society, and every design, a piece of art that they create comes from this imagined society. We explore different media, 2-dimensional and 3, with lots of conceptual thinking, research, and higher order thinking. All of this culminates in students taking a role as archaeologists as they examine another group's artifacts. Visual Arts 2 students go into much deeper concepts and complex techniques, all much more independently with the training wheels off. There's several images here, so let me just scroll through fast for you. All of this culminates in a series of work in their own style and media choices. Fiber Arts is a class about fiber and fabrics in which students create functional and artistic items. Theater Arts is also a rigorous UC CSU approved course. We start with the basics, move into voice acting and radio theater, and we begin that unit with the War of the Worlds, studying people's reactions to the 1938 broadcast, and then they create characters based on these historical accounts.
My name is Resnisha Henderson, and I have some thoughts about the little shenanigan you, Mr. Orson Welles, pulled on the 30th of October.
Later, we move into scene work, and ultimately students create monologues, having explored typecasting and its complexities when it comes to choosing roles. And all final assignments are accompanied by rubrics that are aligned with course and state outcomes. Thank you very much for listening, and I do hope to meet your student sometime soon.
Welcome to Oceana High School. I'm Michael Tang.
I'm Holden Lai, and I'm here to talk a little bit about our PE program. PE here is a 2-year course requirement to graduate. Our program is based on fitness for life. As you know, obesity is at an all-time high, and many teens are not getting out enough to exercise. So our goal of our program is to give students the tools to stay fit and exercise without having membership at the gym. Our program is run a little bit differently than our sister schools based on our school size and block schedule. And Mike Tang will tell you a little bit about our program here.
So in our program, we're a small school, just like Mr. Lai was stated earlier. We collaborate a lot, which means we do our stretches together. There's days what we call workout Wednesdays, which are on Wednesdays, which will do band workouts or play games with each other. Usually on Thursday and Fridays, we participate in cardiovascular endurance, which is we're running on those days. And I'm going to let Holden talk about our freshman year in PE.
Okay, so as Mike mentioned, we do our stretches every day. It's very rigorous. Our schedule, we have anywhere from 80 minutes to 100-minute blocks to fill. So we do take our time to do our stretches. A lot of the exercises that we do, especially for the freshmen, is based to prepare for the fitness testing, the fitness grant. A little bit about our freshman PE. We do focus more on the individual movements and skills and knowledge, such as like frisbee golf, self-defense, track and field, tennis. We do team sports in freshman year, but there's a higher focus on the movement and the skills and the knowledge for the sport as opposed to just playing the games. And Mike Tang will talk a little bit more about the sophomore to senior PE.
So our sophomore year is more team building. So some of the activities we do is team handball, we do swim, badminton, flag football, hockey, tennis, and other activities that are team related. So I just want to say thank you for your time, and I hope you choose Oceana in the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, and welcome to 8th grade open house. I'm Toby Smith, one of the 3 teachers from the certificate program, and I have been at Oceana for 8 years. The certificate program provides students with a combination of functional academics and social and independent living skills. Students in the program will have the opportunity to participate in the school's gardening and community service projects as well. In addition to smaller class sizes and close supervision by teachers and classroom aides, this program has embedded supports of our speech-language pathologist. A unique element of this program is the vocational education class. This class provides opportunities for students to better understand their community and explore possible employment avenues. It is also supported by our transition specialist. All grading in the certificate program is on a pass-fail basis. Life skills is taught by all 3 of the certificate program teachers. It focuses on daily independent living skills, job readiness, and vocational skills. Some of these skills include typing, learning how to budget, writing a resume, and participating in job interviews. Students in the life skills classes will also focus on career awareness by researching jobs that are most interesting to them and by determining if vocational training is right for them. The humanities classes are structured to support students in vocabulary, reading comprehension and fluency, and writing structure. Through these classes, students will have the opportunity to learn about the world around them and also how to be part of their local community. The math classes are primarily focused on math calculations, number sense, and functional math for daily living. Students will also take science classes and focus on biology, geology, and natural sciences. Freshmen and sophomores in the certificate programs also participate in PE. If the students need more support, they are placed in a co-taught PE class. Students who are more independent can participate in the general education PE classes. At some point during your student's Oceana career, certificate students participate in co-taught health. The co-taught health class is a general education class that is taught by both a general education and a special education teacher. Health class covers a wide range of topics such as nutrition, mental health, substance use and abuse, and comprehensive sexual education. Many students in the certificate program work with other service providers as well, such as occupational therapists, adaptive PE teachers, mobility specialists, and speech-language pathologists. These providers support students in language, cognition, AAC, assistive technology, executive functioning, community navigation, and fitness. Service providers work in both the pull out and push in methods. If you would like to have more information about the certificate program, you can contact me at tsmith@juhsd.net. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Holden Lai. I am the athletic director here at Oceana High School. I'm here to talk to you about athletics. Contrary to popular belief, Oceana does have sports. We do have an athletic program. I have been the athletic director here for the past 7 years. I am seeing student participation grow and increase every year that I have been in here. With that growing interest, we have added an additional 3 sports within the past 5 years alone. Sports is broken down into 3 different seasons, into fall, into winter, and spring. During the fall, we offer cross country and girls tennis. During winter, which is our busiest season, we offer boys and girls basketball, varsity boys and girls soccer, and wrestling. During spring, we offer track and field, swimming, and boys tennis. Now that I have talked about the sports offering, why don't I show you guys around our campus? Come on, let's go. This is the mat room where the wrestling team practices. The wrestling team is probably one of the most successful programs at Oceana. We have a total of 16 league titles. They have the record of 14 straight league titles in the PAL, which is a record that still stands today. This is our beautiful gym where we have our basketball events. Sometimes we host some tournaments. We also do our wrestling dual meets and tournaments here as well. We've honored this gym by calling it the Mike Keogh Shark Tank in honor of our former basketball coach. Here I am standing on the bleachers overlooking the track and field stadium in which we host our boys and girls soccer games. We hold our track and field events. We have our cross-country teams practices on here, and they hold meets here as well. We also hold different events like our Junior and Special Olympics here, overlooking the ocean. Right now I'm here on the tennis courts. We have 7 different courts here where we host our boys and girls tennis team, both individual and doubles teams. Here I am at Genie Brink Pool, where our boys and girls swim team practices and have our events. This is also a recreational pool for the city of Pacifica. I'm standing here now. We are looking at the track and field stadium at a different angle. To our left is the Pacifica Municipal Pier. We are overlooking the Pacific Ocean right now. Oceana High School has the most incredible view in the district, hands down. Nothing can beat this. But to wrap up the presentation, Oceana does have the smallest school population in the district. What we lack in school size, we make up for it in our heart and our passion. We have a strong and loving community. I am very blessed to be working with incredible teachers, administrators, classified staff members. We also have one of the best coaching staffs who are very dedicated and care deeply for the well-being of all our student athletes. They are competitive. They want to see their students, athletes succeed in athletics, but more importantly, in school and in life. And with that said, I want to take the time to thank you all for watching this presentation. I hope that you will choose Oceana to see what makes the school so special. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much for coming, and for the 100 of you who held on to the bitter end. We look forward to having your students here, hopefully, and if you want to know more, please feel free to contact our librarian, Adam Weiss, to set up one of our ambassador opportunities. Have a great evening. Bye now.